There's something mysterious about highly intelligent people, something most can't quite explain. They often appear distant, not out of coldness, but out of deliberate choice. They're not antisocial, just selectively social. Not arrogant, but discerning. What you're witnessing isn't superiority. It's something deeper and far more psychologically refined. Carl Jung understood this better than anyone. He saw how true intelligence, especially emotional and psychological intelligence, naturally leads to a kind of detachment. Not the kind born from fear or trauma, but a conscious form of separation. A self-protective boundary that guards their mental clarity and inner peace. You see, intelligent people relate to solitude differently than most. Where others see loneliness, they see clarity. Where most feel abandoned, they find freedom. It's not emotional deficiency, it's hard-won wisdom. They've discovered something that many never do, that their most powerful insights, greatest growth, and truest identity don't emerge in the noise of constant connection, but in the quiet of chosen solitude. Jung called this path individuation, the process of becoming your true self, apart from the projections, expectations, and emotional dependencies of others. But here's where it gets interesting. The more intelligent you become, the more you begin to see through things, conversations, behaviors, relationships. You recognize how much of human interaction is performance. People aren't always connecting. They're often acting out unconscious needs. And that realization leads to a choice. Do you keep playing the social game that feels increasingly hollow? Or do you step back, create space, and allow yourself the clarity needed for real growth? Most stay in the game, afraid to feel alone, but intelligent people choose solitude, not out of fear, but out of strength. With high intelligence comes a unique burden. You start noticing things others miss. Emotional manipulation disguised as love, fear dressed up as confidence, conversations driven by ego rather than truth. You see beneath the surface. Jung called this heightened awareness psychological consciousness, the ability to not just see what people do, but to understand why they do it. This kind of perception can be isolating. It's like watching a play that everyone else thinks is real life. You begin to feel like a visitor in your own world, present but not fully in it, socially active yet internally detached. You're not trying to be different, it's just how your mind works. This can lead to a quiet kind of suffering, not physical loneliness, but mental loneliness. You're surrounded by people, yet no one really sees what you see. You sense complexity where others demand simplicity. You feel patterns where others feel nothing. And so, intelligent people learn to protect their energy. They engage selectively. They speak when it matters and stay silent when it doesn't. Not out of arrogance, but because their thoughts run deep, and simplifying them for the sake of small talk can be exhausting. Many live a double life. Authentic on the inside, socially filtered on the outside. That duality creates tension. Eventually, they realize something essential. Most people don't connect with you. They connect with their idea of you. They project onto you what they need you to be. And when you stop playing along, when you stop meeting their expectations, they call you cold, distant, difficult. But you're not cold. You're conserving energy. You're not distant, you're discerning. Because to an intelligent mind, not all connections are worth maintaining. Not all relationships are equal. Jung believed that intelligent people naturally seek fewer, deeper bonds, not out of preference, but out of necessity. Superficial relationships drain them. Empty conversations exhaust them. They choose quality over quantity. Every time. And while the world may not understand this selective detachment, it serves a vital function. It preserves their clarity, it protects their peace, and it allows their mind to operate at full capacity, uninterrupted, undistracted. This isn't cynicism, it's psychological wisdom. Jung spoke often about the collective unconscious, the shared beliefs and behaviors that shape human society. But he also knew that some people rise above it. They develop enough awareness to question the crowd, to see the patterns and step outside them. This creates cognitive isolation, a mind that doesn't quite fit the mold. Intelligent people constantly translate the world through multiple lenses: historical, emotional, philosophical. They don't just hear words, they sense motives, contradictions, subtext. So while others chat comfortably, they analyze silently. It's not a choice, it's who they are. But this mental richness comes at a cost. It can be hard to feel connected when your mind is always 10 layers deep. That's why intelligent detachment isn't a flaw, it's a tool. It shields them from the dissonance of living in a world that prizes simplicity over depth. And it's not just social detachment, it's emotional discernment. Intelligent people know that emotions carry energy, and their energy must be managed wisely. They don't waste it on relationships that go nowhere, or interactions that lead to nothing. They ask, will this conversation nourish me or deplete me? Will this connection bring growth or repetition? They've learned to protect their peace at all costs. That's why they're often seen as aloof or emotionally unavailable. But it's not rejection, it's wisdom in action. They've developed emotional sovereignty, the ability to respond, not react, to feel deeply but not be ruled by feeling, to engage but only when it's worth it. And perhaps the most misunderstood part of intelligent detachment is this: solitude isn't their escape, it's their sanctuary. Where others avoid being alone, intelligent minds crave it. Because in solitude, they don't just rest, they expand. Their mind can wander freely, their ideas can grow wild, their deepest truths can surface. Carl Jung called this the space for active imagination, where the unconscious and conscious mind meet, dance, and create. In solitude, intelligent people discover themselves fully, and only from that self-knowledge can they offer true connection to others. Most people form relationships to avoid loneliness, but the intelligent, they often step away from relationships to find themselves. And that's the paradox. Their detachment doesn't mean they're disconnected. It means they've chosen to connect more deeply with themselves, with their purpose, with truth. And from that grounded center, they can then choose the few people who truly deserve their time, energy, and presence. So if you're someone who often feels misunderstood, who prefers quiet over chaos, depth over noise, don't see it as a flaw. See it for what it is: the solitude of intelligence, the space where clarity lives, the silence where truth speaks, and the stillness where your true self finally has room to breathe. If this message spoke to something deep within you, you're not alone. At Stoic Trench, we explore the hidden layers of the mind, the wisdom of great thinkers like Carl Jung, and the path to true inner strength. So if you're on a journey of self-mastery and deep understanding, subscribe now and join a growing community of seekers who value depth over noise. This is Stoic Trench, where wisdom meets clarity. Until next time, stay grounded and stay awake.